We were talking about lefties, delusional lefties, and speak of the devil, and he appears.
Yes.
So the timing was interesting. Right, look, if they're not close to the situation,
Yeah.
if they're not walking in our shoes,
Yeah.
then who are they to judge? Right?
I agree.
And logic wins in the end. So let's have a look at the statistics. Let's have a look at the trends. Right?
Yeah.
What sort of community is this?
Yeah.
What happens to a small village when you introduce 300 unvetted people?
Of course.
Who are, and I personally threw one out of a pub, turned up with a bottle of drink.
Yeah.
So he entered the pub with a bottle of drink, ran around the back. I was there minding my own business, reading my book. I heard the bar lady say to him, he's barred, he's walking this way. An elderly gentleman stepped in. There's a friend of mine, the elderly gentleman. He's always there with his dogs, lovely guy. And I thought, I don't want him getting hurt.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I asked him politely, I said, look, calm down. Right?
Yeah.
I'll sort it. What happened? And he said he went round the back and he propositioned one of the bar ladies.
Yeah, it's not on, is it?
So then I threw him out. That's only happened once, but how often am I there?
Of course, yeah, to monitor it, that's the problem.
So I don't know how much, what else has happened. When Jules and I started everything, our concern was primarily about the fact that they trespassed onto my property. And,
Oh, okay.
And they caught it on CCTV.
Yeah.
And he went to Jules's house and
Yeah.
The person requested a letter.
Yeah.
And that was a fraudulent credit card application.
Oh, okay.
Right, he didn't get it. But what we did spot is the fact that he went down to the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And he wasn't seen again. So when I checked the CCTV, lo and behold, he's jumped over the fence, trespassed onto my property.
Oh, okay.
We've only got 16 houses on the road.
Yeah.
25% of them have had fraudulent activity.
Oh, okay.
So we thought, right, we've got to do something about this. And then we organised a local group, 15 of us,
Yeah.
met at Jules's house, and we decided, right, we're going to coordinate. And the decision was, look, for 4 years, we've been pleading
Yeah.
with the MP Mitchell.
And that'll be Andrew Mitchell, who I believe hasn't turned up to any meetings because he's a bit of a letdown, you know, but that's my opinion. I don't know about yours, but, you know.
The facts speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And ultimately, years of emails,
Yeah.
letters, etc., were falling on deaf ears. It appeared.
Yeah.
And so we started the protests.
Which I have been advertising on my social media groups.
Thanks to
and
you,
I've,
sir.
and I've,
Thousands of people have been tuning in,
Yeah.
following the trend.
and I've been down here every time, you know, so...
And because of your coverage and your followership, after the second protest, Mitchell was online.
Yes, I've heard he's put a statement in. He's written to the Birmingham Mail to say he'd be looking to get the hotel closed down with immediate effect.
He's been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Now he's speaking to the media about it.
Yeah.
So thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Like I said, I'm here to help, and you know, hopefully we can have an effect like we did in Epping, you know, and get it shut down, you know, because obviously councils are then going to follow suit, you know, and close them all down, hopefully.
Absolutely.
But the only thing I'm concerned about, you know, if they do close them down, then where do we go from there? Where do these people go? Do they get integrated into society to a HMO that comes near you? You know what I mean? That's the problem we've got now.
Is it the case that we're kicking the can down the road, right?
Yeah, and that's the issue. You know, we're going to get all these, you know, at least when they're in places like this where we don't want them, they're here. You know what I mean? They have to return here every night. You know what I mean? You know, but obviously getting them kicked out into HMOs is not really going to be ideal either. So the only option we've got is to send them back where they come from. Now, I understand. You probably understand that. You know, some of them probably do need refuge. You know what I mean? You know, they probably do. But how do we establish the good ones between the bad ones?
That's an interesting question. I'm glad you asked that, right? So I spoke to people who are immigrants themselves that have been here for a number of years. For example, the people that wash my car, the people that own small shops, the people that own takeaways, etc. And I asked them their opinion.
Yeah.
And none of them are happy about the situation. They all want them rid of.
Yeah.
It's coming from people who are migrants themselves,
Yeah.
who've established themselves, who started off doing cash in hand type work and now
Yeah.
have card machines, so they're contributing to the economy,
Yeah.
they're building successful businesses,
Yeah.
and they have the same.
And obviously, there's a thing about different beliefs like Islam and things like that. Now, we all know that obviously not every person that believes in Islam is a bad person. You know what I mean? You know, there's some really nice people out there. You know, and there generally is. It's not about race and culture. You know what I mean? We need to unite together, regardless what race, what colour, what religions we've got or beliefs or anything.
Well said. Well, I have Muslim friends.
Yeah.
I don't have Islamist friends. I have Jewish friends.
Yeah.
I don't have Zionist friends.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Just
yeah,
as I don't have terrorist friends.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? But what type of people are we importing in? Right? They're not doctors.
Apparently, they're all doctors and engineers.
Are they?
That's what they're telling us anyway.
Right? And what real contribution are they going to make to this society? Because do we even have the infrastructure? I mean, we all know.
I don't think so, no.
We all know the answer to that.
Yeah, yeah,
The NHS is bursting at its seams.
Of course.
And if you speak to the people who work in the NHS, they'll tell you the same story, that the sheer numbers of people with needs, and these people, they know how to game the system. They're coming over with ailments, and they appreciate that they'll get treated for free over here.
Yeah, of course, and that's a problem. And the other thing I'm struggling with, obviously, when I talk to people or we're on live and things like that, people go, what's the problem with being on tag? There's loads of people on tag in the UK for showing the bits off. Okay, fair enough. There is that we've got our own problems with the people that we've got here that already do it. So we don't want to add to the people or the crime rate to continue. That's my point. You know, and I don't...
And it's interesting you mentioned the crime rate, right? The facts speak for themselves, right?
Of course,
so
yeah.
What is the trend?
Yeah.
Right? And so, isn't it the obligation of the government, right? Government is by the people, for the people.
Yeah, of course.
To remember that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So from early this month, I think it was the 2nd of this month till now, the stats show that 27,085 migrants crossed the English Channel just this month alone. Now that's 50,000 more than this time last year, but we're supposed to be getting on top of it.
Well, I urge everybody, your viewership, to use the Freedom of Information Act to get the real world figures.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those skeptics out there will be surprised.
Yeah.
Remind me, sir, what's your channel?
ME Media.
ME
Media 59.
Right, so that's Mike Echo Media 59. All you patriots, tune in.
Cheers, mate. Nice one. Cheers, fella.
Because everybody that comes,
Did you guys see the video in the left here last week?
Yeah, I was just on about this today.
Yeah, mate. I need it. If somebody never come and give me a cuddle, mate, and there weren't 15 cameras on him, he'd have got a fly.